One of my favorite lines of poetry is something that I really had known it for many years, of course, many years. And it was probably about 20 years ago, that I started to go, oh my God, I get it. Oh my God, I get it. And that line from the poem that is often used is from the great poet Gertrude Stein. If you don't know Gertrude Stein, I highly suggest that you check her out. Also Walt Whitman, love Walt Whitman. And that line is, there is no there. There is no there. And for many, hello Blossom, and for many people, you kind of understand that, I guess. You can understand everything intellectually, really, basically. You can understand everything intellectually. But when you start to get this idea about there is no there, it is a complete affront to the separated self, or you might call it the ego. It's a complete affront to this idea of when, this idea of delay, this idea of acceptance. So let's just break those things down, okay? So there is no there. There's no there. There isn't a there. Right? So let's talk about the when part. The when part. Most of the time you're walking through life, and this is what is taught to you in the illusion, in the separated state. You're walking through life in order to get there, right? And what do we mean by there? In order to be successful. You will be successful when, in order to be happy, when, to get there, to be successful, to be happy, to be your ideal weight, to be peaceful, to, and especially here, if you're watching here on Inside Timer, to wake up spiritually. So the when is all of those things. When I lose the weight, when I become peaceful, when I have my spiritual awakening or my spiritual enlightenment, when people finally get me, that's a big one, actually. That's a big one. I've known lots of people, students of mine, and people I know, and you will look around the world. And one of the big whens is, and this is a real ego one, they don't get me. When they get me, then it'll all be okay, right? When they understand where I'm coming from, right? And here's a really big one. When they change, then fill in the blank. Then they change, then I will be happy. When they change, the world will all flow together. When they change, then our economy will get better. When they change, my family will be perfect. When they change, this is huge, right? When they change. Huge, right? So this is all the when. So think about it for a moment. You probably don't even have to really think about it. You probably know exactly as I'm speaking right now. Which one of the whens, or a few of the whens, does your ego love? When I finally get organized, when I finally get my time management together, when I lose the weight, when I wake up spiritually, when they fall in love with me, when? What's one of your whens? Let's see. Put it into the chat now. Paulette says, when I get to my ideal weight, huge. Hello, Cecilia. Good to see you. What's one of your whens? Thank you for sharing that, Paulette. What's one of your whens? Erica says, when I get my house renovated and perfect. That's a good one too. That is definitely a good one too. Carol says, when I find ease. That's a big one. That's like the peace one. When I find peace. Anything else? Thank you for doing that. Laura says, when I have a baby. That's a big one too for a lot of people. Here's a big one. When I fall in love. When I fall in love, everything's going to fall into place. So funny, right? So think about what your when is. It is exactly like saying, well, it's on the idea about there is no there, right? Because the truth is, when you find the ease, then guess what? You're going to be like, okay, I found the ease. Now I need to find when I lose the weight. Now, if you lose the weight, then you go, oh, well, when I feel at ease, right? So now I found my weight when I fall in love in this new weight, which leads me to the next kind of topic in this discussion. It is this whole idea that when you are operating consciously and unconsciously on that when principle, then what's truly happening is that the egoic mind, or the separated self, is creating a delay tactic. It's creating a delay tactic. And do not be confused and do not be mistaken, because the ego will find anything to create a delay tactic. So when I get rid of the weight, I'll be happy. So you're delaying happiness, right? When I get the house renovated, I'll finally relax. You're delaying relaxation. When I fall in love, I will be my best self. You are delaying your best self. Do you understand? It's a delay tactic. It's a delay tactic. It's a delay tactic, right? Let's see. The when never stops, says Blossom. Thank you very much. Paulette says, I find myself losing weight and getting close to a goal weight, and I self-sabotage. That is incredibly powerful. That's incredibly powerful and very common. Cecilia says, so we replace one when with another one. Of course. Of course you do. Of course you do. We all do. Because the whole idea in the illusion is, and this is not a judgment, this is not right or wrong, is that everything's in the process. Everything is constantly growing and dying and growing and shifting and changing. So there's no point at which a rose goes, oh, I'm a rose, stop. It doesn't stop. It keeps maturing and shifting and changes, then dies and then grows. It's all movement. The whole idea of when it happens is a delay tactic, because what your ego, your separated self, wants is for you to believe that there's a stopping point. There's no stopping point. So no matter what, things are going to keep growing and things are going to keep changing. Hold on a second. I want to show you. Where is it? I have so many books. I'll just say it to you. Okay, so I'm just gonna, is it here? Doesn't matter. There's a book that I highly recommend for everyone. It's called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. The Big Leap. It's a huge, huge book with a very simple premise, and it's about this. It's about this. So write it down. The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It might change your life. It might change your life. Okay. So we please just had an aha moment about the delay tactic. Good. Okay. How do we break that? Well, you can't break it, right? You can't break it, but I will give you some pointers. So there's the when. It's all a delay tactic, because here's the truth. Here's the truth is that, let me put it like this. Okay. This will be good. So a lot of people, I'm a certified law of attraction trainer. I have a group going right now, and things are going really great for the people in the group about law of attraction. Law of attraction is a science, and it's very specific, right? So in law of attraction, what people do in general is that they want to attract a certain thing. Now, why do they want to attract that certain thing? Because they believe that thing, that job, that husband, that is going to get them to the point. You believe that it's going to make you happy. It's going to make you peaceful. It's going to make you feel good, whatever it happens to be. It could be the car, the guy, the job, whatever it happens to be. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But the way metaphysically energy works is that everything like attracts like, right? Like attracts like. That's why you tend to have a very similar group of people around you all the time, right? And when you start to change, your group starts to change. Why is that? Because a metaphysical principle is that like attracts like, right? So if you are saying, I'm not happy now, and the job is going to make me happy, there's nothing wrong with any of this. I'm just pointing out a principle. The job is not going to end up making you happy, even if you attract it to you, even if it comes to you. This is why so many people go for success, go for success, go for success. And they get the success, they can get the success, but deep down inside, they thought the success was going to bring them acceptance and love and peace. And it doesn't do that. And they get depressed, and then whatever happens to be. So let's turn it on its head. So if you think that the job is going to bring you happiness and peace and joy, then what do you have to be to attract the job or to attract that? You have to be happy and be peaceful and be joyous. And then everything that matches being happy, being peaceful, and being joyous, relationships, experiences, people, whatever, will begin to come to you. So that's huge. That's huge. That's another delay tactic to be like, when I get the thing and when I get the thing. Ask the people in my law of attraction class right now. I talk about it all the time. If you want to be happy, you've got to find a way to be happy right when? Now. When? Now. Not in 5 minutes. Not when you get the job. Not when the guy asks you out. Now, there's nothing wrong with being excited when the guy asks you out, or when you get excited when you get the job. There's nothing wrong with that. But the principle is you have to be it, and then it all coalesces around that thing. Take a deep breath. It's a big trick of the ego. It's a big lie of the mind. And it loves to keep you in the dark about all of this stuff, because it wants you to continue to search and search and search and search. Okay, what's this bringing up for anybody in the comments or questions? Paulette, I kind of just said how you do it. Well, one of the ways that you can start to do it. You need to learn to be more present and content. You're never going to be present and content. So trying to make yourself be, now this is where it gets kind of complicated, because the you that you think you are, listen to me, everybody, is not the you. So you're self-identifying with the ego. One of the things that the Course in Miracles teaches all the time, and it brings this line up, it says to remember who you really are, to remember who you really are, who you really are. That's why almost all great spiritual teachers, whatever, ask you to say, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Am I a being trying to lose weight? Is that who I am? Because if that's who I am, then that's how you're going to live your life. Right? Because that's what you believe you are. Carol says, allow what? Allow anything and everything? I'm just asking. Erica says, makes a lot of sense. Never-ending cycle of unfulfilling searching. Amen, sister. Amen. I get amen in here? Because there's no there. You get it? There is no there. There is only here. There is only what's happening. There is nothing else. There is only this that's happening right now. What you says 32 people are here with me right now, the 32 of you, I have news from you. This is it. You watching me on your phone or whatever you're doing, this is it. This is it. Take a deep breath. Allow that. Very good, Cal. There's nothing wrong with having an inspiration to be creative, to be like, oh, I want to paint. Wow, I'd love to go to Ireland. Wow, I'd love to do this. And you could have what happens in this moment, an inspiration to be like, my inspiration is to stop doing anything. Right? Most of the time when you're trying to get there, it's not inspired. It's usually from lack. And the ego feeds on lack. The separated self feeds on lack. Present moment. I'll push you just a second. So present moment is in the right direction for sure. The present moment it's true. This is why people like, you got to be here now. This is great. And at the same time, there isn't anything else. Because present moment indicates that there is a past and there's a future. There's no future and there's no past. This is it. That's what Gertrude Stein was talking about. There is no there. There is only this. Right? Anything else coming up for any of you? Comes up in some of my groups sometimes that if you've ever seen it, they have these really cool watches that are really fun. You can find them anywhere. Have you ever seen those watches that the watch just says every place that there's a number, it says now. It's only nows. There's 12 nows on it. You ever seen those? That's a great watch. Hi, Kyrie. Kyrie, thank you so much for your contribution. So waiting to be happy in the future is a thief of today. Amen, sister. So many people, I'm telling you, so many people start to get this. And they're like, I have been waiting for 50 years to be happy. Why would you do that? Because you've been asleep, because the ego has been running your thought system. And when the ego stops running your thought systems and your beliefs, then you start to go, fuck, I'm just going to be happy. Without the job, without the guy, living with the income I have, I'm just going to be happy anyway. just going to love myself anyway. I'm just going to love what's happening anyway. That's a big blow to the ego. That's when people start to feel what? Empowered. But you're already empowered. You don't need anything. You don't need anything. You have everything that you need. And it's right here. And this is it. This is it. Ego's like, I don't like this guy because he's telling me that I shouldn't Just notice that. I'm not saying anything like that, but okay, anything else coming up for people? Then we're going to wrap up. Cecilia, so if I'm sad right now, how do I switch to a better state? Do I just stay sad or worried? There's no one answer to any of that because humans and separated selves can be complicated, even though they're really simple. Most people are running away from being sad or worried. And the reason that they're getting more sad and worried is because they are resisting being sad and worried. So my advice is always go right into something. Go right into it. And it doesn't like that. And you don't like that. We are so conditioned and trained to get out of what is right here. Right here is it. Your sadness is it. Your worry is it. But you're trained to be like, don't be sad. Don't worry. Be happy. All that other stuff. You're trained always, right? From when you're really young, you are trained to not be able to be where you are. And you said, really interesting, how do I switch to a better state? It's just a state, because if you keep trying to change states, you're never going to escape the separated self. If you just keep trying to change states, it's like moving states. Like I'm sad in New York, so I'll go to California and I'll be sad in California. Then I'm in California and then I'll move to Ohio and I'll be sad in Ohio. You bring your sadness with you. But you change your state, but you understand. Happiness, sadness, whatever is a state. It's not who you really are. It's not who you really are. Take a deep breath.